What's his book about?
Well, his latest one, it's about two men.
Not one of those.
Boogeyman band coming round the bend. Is Boogeyman band. Is Boogeyman band.
Tribute.
Greetings, my fellow Fright Fiends. Thanks so much for stopping by the Horror Zone channel. I hope everyone's doing well. As you can see behind me, I'm standing in front of the Shaw House. This is a bed and breakfast here in Ferndale. Of course, location for my favorite movie of all time, that being Salem's Lot. This was actually the exteriors for Susan Norton's parents' house. This is episode 25 of my quiet little tributes of Salem's Lot, and I am focusing on actress Bonnie Bartlett. Now, Bonnie Bartlett doesn't have a huge role in Salem's Lot. In fact, most of her scenes are inside the Norton house, and that was actually shot in Los Angeles. So that was not shot here, that was shot down south. There was two moments in the film where you barely see her, but she is on the porch. The first is after the dinner that Ben Mears has with the family. Next time you see it is right before him and Bill go to the funeral parlor in Cumberland where Marjorie Glick's body is, at the door of the house as Bill runs down to talk to Ben. They've been doing some major reconstructive work to the Shaw House grounds. Used to be completely kind of covered by the trees that were lined up the driveway, and now a lot of those have been ripped down. So it's kind of sad, but maybe it was there was some reason behind this renovation that they're doing, but still felt like doing this quiet little tribute was important to do it right here in front of the location. So yeah, just gonna do this talking about the actress and her film work, and I hope everyone looks forward to this, and here we go. Bonnie Bartlett Daniels, born June 20th, 1929, is a retired American actress. Her career spans about 7 decades, with her first major role being on a 1950s daytime drama, Love of Life. Bartlett is known for her role as Grace Snyder Edwards on the Michael Landon television series Little House on the Prairie, and as Ellen Craig on the medical drama series St. Elsewhere. Bartlett was born in Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin, the daughter of Carrie Archer and Elwyn Earl Bartlett, and was raised in Moline, Illinois. Her father had been an actor in stock productions across the country, but he gave up acting because her mother wanted to settle in Wisconsin. In 1947, she graduated from Moline High School. Afterwards, she attended Northwestern University, where she earned a degree in 1951. Bartlett debuted in television playing the heroine Vanessa Dale Raven in the soap opera Love of Life from 1955 to 1959, replacing actress Peggy McKay. She then moved on to nighttime roles in the 1960s. She portrayed Grace Snyder Edwards on Little House on the Prairie from 1974 to 1977, and as Ellen Craig on St. Elsewhere. Each role began as infrequently recurring characters. As Grace Snyder Edwards, her character's prominence in the series gradually increased from 1975 to 1977, following the courtship by and marriage to Isaiah Edwards, played by Victor French. In St. Elsewhere, she took on greater prominence in the 1984 to 1985 season, when the storyline included Ellen and Mark's marital problems. The storyline deepened in the next season when their son was killed and when they had to raise their granddaughter. Further difficult material included Ellen and Mark's divorce and slow reconciliation following the loss of their granddaughter in a custody dispute with her birth mother. Bartlett won back-to-back Emmys for her portrayal of Ellen Craig. For many years, Bartlett accepted only small guest appearances on such programs as The Golden Girls, Gunsmoke, The Rockford Files, and The Waltons. Her acting career picked up considerably in the 1980s, including the TV miniseries V and North and South Book 2, as well as a pivotal role as the mother of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito's characters in the 1988 film Twins. Bartlett and husband William Daniels made Emmy Awards history in 1986 when they became the second real-life married couple to win acting awards on the same night. Alfred Lunt and Lynn Fontaine first accomplished this feat in 1965. Bartlett and Daniels won for their portrayals of Dr. Mark and Mrs. Ellen Craig on the TV series St. Elsewhere. They later acted together again when she played a college dean who employed her husband's character in a season of Daniels' ABC series Boy Meets World, and their characters later married. When St. Elsewhere ended in 1988, Bartlett's career moved to a wide variety of guest starring appearances, including major roles on Wise Guy as tough and corrupt matriarch of a sewage business, as Andrea Dre, Secretary General of the United Earth Oceans Organization on Sequest DSV, on Home Improvement as Lucille Taylor, Tim the Toolman Taylor's mother, on ER as Ruth Catherine Green. Bartlett had a feature film role in Valediction. Bartlett and Daniels both served on the Screen Actors Guild Board of Directors. Bartlett was added to Hall of Honor at her alma mater at Moline High School in Moline, Illinois. Bartlett met William Daniels at Northwestern University. They were married on June 30th, 1951. In 1961, she gave birth to a son who died 24 hours later. They adopted two sons, Michael, who became an assistant director and stage manager in Los Angeles, and Robert, who became an artist and computer graphics designer based in New York City. So I want to thank everyone for taking the time to watch this latest quiet little tribute to Salem's Lot dedicated to Bonnie Bartlett, who played Ann Norton in the film. This was not the original conclusion to the video that I had originally shot when I was in Ferndale back in September. I shot 6 videos when I was there. This is the final one that I shot. This is the final one that I intended to air. But something happened that was an opportunity that I had not prepared myself for. And I want to thank my good friend John Russell, who made me aware of this back on November the 10th. So he told me then that William Daniels and Bonnie Bartlett, who are married, were going to be at the San Francisco Fan Expo at the Moscone Center. Now, I've never gone to one of these. I typically go to just horror conventions. Last year, I did go to GalaxyCon with John as well, and that's where I met Chris Sarandon, Jerry Dandridge, Jack Skellington, just an amazing guy. And this was an opportunity to meet an alum from my favorite film of all time, Salem's Lot. And I haven't had very many opportunities. The last and only alum that I've met in person from this film was Ron Scribner, and that was back on the 19th of October in 2019 when I was in Ferndale for the 40th anniversary event. And Bonnie Bartlett is 96 years old. Her husband's 98 years old. I felt like this was the opportunity I was going to have to meet this woman. And it just happened to coincide with me doing this series of videos. So bought my ticket, went today. I met John and his friend Chris, who it was great to see him. I haven't seen him in almost 2 years. And then there was also his friend Dean and his wife were there. So it was really fun getting there. Again, like, I haven't been to one of these before. It was pretty insane, much like GalaxyCon. I mean, you get there and your code that you receive after you buy your ticket online, and then you get a badge, but then you have to register that badge, and I did that. Went into the vendor room, met with everybody, and then eventually we made our way up to the 3rd floor where all of the people were that were signing autographs and things like that. And Bonnie Bartlett and William Daniels had a pretty significant line. I was also there to get something signed for my good friend John Campapiano, who I've talked about many times. He's an amazing guy, a fantastic director. He's been involved in not only Unearthed and Untold, The Path to Pet Cemetery, but he's done It, The Story of Pennywise, which came out in 2022. And then just recently, which I haven't seen yet, unfortunately, The Farmer and the Shark, which is based around Jaws. He was really excited about having the opportunity to get an autograph from Bonnie Bartlett. Marianne Benedict in Twins, the Ivan Reitman film with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. So he sent me a flyer on Monday of this week to get that signed for him, and I was happy to do it. He sent me so many amazing things like Salem's Lot VHS, rare Salem's Lot VHS tapes. So I was more than happy to get this autographed for him. So got in the line, had a really nice conversation with a gentleman in front of me. We were talking about Stranger Things, of all things, but you know, that the 5th season just premiered the first 4 episodes, so we were talking about that. He really liked my Jason ring, which I thought was really nice. But we had a nice conversation, got up to the table. The gentleman that was working the table for Bonnie and William was one of the nicest people I've ever met at a con. I told him what I was having signed. I showed him that I wanted to get my steelbook signed for myself, and then get the flyer signed from Twins for my friend John from Twins that he sent me. And he said that she would personalize them. So I, took a Post-it note, put it on the flyer for John, and on the steelbook, put my name on that. And he was like, "Oh, she's ready for you." I had finished paying, went over to meet her. She seemed very surprised that I had Salem's Lot, but seemed happy that I was bringing something from Salem's Lot. And I just told her, it's like it was an honor to meet her. I was having her sign John's flyer first. I thought that would be the easiest, and it was in a sleeve, so I had to take it out, laid it down for her, and I felt so bad because I had put his name on it, and when she started writing, I thought she was writing my name on the flyer, and I stopped her for a second, and then I realized she was writing Bonnie Bartlett. She was writing her name, so I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and she was really nice about it. But she personalized it to John, and my friend John Russell was with me, and I have a lot of friends named John, so my friend John Russell was with me, and he helped me sort of get the flyer and keep that safe so it didn't get smeared or anything. And then she took my steelbook and she was signing that. And when she had asked me what color to sign John's item, I said, "Oh, the black I think would look nice," because she had originally thought about doing it in red. And then the guy that I had paid the money to came over and said, "Oh, you should use red on the steelbook." And she used the red. He told her to press it down on one of the Post-its to make sure it sort of, the color would come through. And she signed it. At first, she just signed it Bonnie Bartlett, and I just asked her really kind of, said, "Could you put my name, please, my name?" And she absolutely, and she signed it. Told her how much the movie meant to me. I showed her my sweatshirt. And when we went to take and I told her, I love the town of Ferndale. I said, "I've been there many times." She said, "It's a lovely town." And then I went around the side to take the picture with her, and she couldn't have been a sweeter lady. And I just told her, I said, "Thank you so much for being a part of this film that means so much to me." And she was more than nice. And I told her and her husband to have a great time at the con, and thanked her so much for her time. Couldn't have been a nicer lady. Does not seem to be 96. Very sweet. And then as I was leaving, I thanked the guy that was working her table and said, and he said, "Oh yeah, it was really cool with the red ink and everything." And yeah, it was just amazing. And I'll quit beating around the bush and showcase what she signed. I had Ron Scribner sign. It was a Best Buy exclusive Blu-ray Steelbook that came out in 2019. I believe it came out in August, and I had him sign that because it was his image on it. I was gonna have her sign that, but I thought it would just be too crowded, so I have this one that I got from FYE in 2018. It's for Ben, Bonnie Bartlett. So very, very happy to have this. It was an honor meeting her, and I'm so amazed that it just worked out this way, that my final for this year, I do have many more that I'm going to be working on, these quiet little tributes, but that my final quiet little tribute to Salem's Lot for 2025 was on Miss Bonnie Bartlett, and I got to meet her at the Fan Expo in San Francisco. And it's all thanks to my good friend John Russell. So thank you, John. And yeah, it was an honor meeting her. And it just, the cast from this film, they mean so much to me. Everybody that was involved in Salem's Lot means so much to me, and so many of them have passed on. So it's amazing that I got to meet somebody that was just, I know she has a small part in the film, but it was instrumental in one of the things that connected me to this film, and it's something that I will always treasure, having the opportunity to tell her that. And she couldn't have been a nicer person. Her and William Daniels were both very sweet. I didn't get to talk to him too much, but both seemed like very sweet people. She was awesome. So I've done 10 total this year, starting with Julie Cobb back in March. So it has been so much fun doing these. I have more that I'm going to be working on for 2026. These have meant so much to me. The time that I put into them is all out of love, and I'm so grateful that people have appreciated them, connected with them. Thank you so much again for watching, and I promise I will talk to you again very, very soon. So take it easy, stay scared as always, and remember, you can do nothing against the master. Peace.